that's got that. Okay. Low Energy Friday. I should have went to the liquor store. I shouldn't have taken a nap. I really should have. I should have went and got some of that dang moonshine.
I tried to get the moonshine, I told you.
It's okay. Because I've seen it when they were drinking it. I've seen it before, and I was like, oh, I think I wanted to. And I tried, like I said, there was a little tiny shot of it, like a one-shot mason jar. And I was like, oh, I want to try that. Is that good? And the lady's like, if you like hard liquor. That wasn't liquor. That was dessert. Dessert with a kick.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll just pause the show halfway through, and I'll be like, I'll be right back. Run, beer run. All right, and we're away.
Now recording.
It's episode. Oh my god. Yeah, fumble. Fumble.
53?
54.
54? Well, I run out of fingers and toes and.
Hey man, we're back to the beginning where I'm gonna f up every show.
Yes. We already been talking, so.
Yeah, but that recording note, now recording, and it just was like, oh, I should probably mute that. Oh, and just my mind just went escape, eject. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's a good way to begin.
And this episode is brought to you by Old Tennessee Whiskey, Salty Watermelon. Just so y'all know, this stuff is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, so good.
It is good, and it's a sipping whiskey. You can just sip it. You just, it's good.
I might have to start my morning off with that tomorrow.
I think
instead of coffee, like did this and a cigar. You're like, what's wrong with you? Why are you asleep at 11 o'clock?
I'm tired.
Yeah. What had happened was.
Yeah, I think they call those people alcoholics, but I'm not real for sure on that. You'll have to look that up.
Well, sleeping aid.
Yeah, night.
Sleeping aid right there. Night, yeah.
Jeez, yeah, that stuff's really good. They have another flavor that I like.
Well, they had quite a few, but
yeah,
one of them didn't look good, and I was like, who would drink that? I didn't. Like crushed walnuts or something. I don't.
Ooh.
Crushed nuts. I don't know what it was, but I was like, which of course I had it in my head to get the one that we were talking about getting, and it's an Old Tennessee also. It says Old Tennessee on it also.
And for those of you who
it's
know,
in a jar.
Tennessee's hard to spell if you're an idiot.
Yeah, no, I just showed a picture. I did get some new Crown though too. I can't wait to try that. It's a whiskey sour cocktail, black cherry.
And for those of you that don't, a salted caramel was probably what you were looking at. Because that's one of the. Oh God! I so hate age verification stuff on the internet. That is completely effing politicians. It's the goddamn internet. A 12-year-old can go, yeah, I agree that I'm 32 years old. Mm-hmm. Shut up. God dang. Okay, I'm done. Old man complaints over. It's just irritating.
Okay, so they do moonshine and what I'm drinking.
Oh, jeez. And you know what? If you run a website, please, if you would, have as many pop-ups as you can while I'm trying to decide if I want to buy your product. It really helps me decide.
Because that... Yeah, those
I'm looking to see.
That video was...
I'm looking to see which one he had. They had the strawberry one, the Old Smoky. You're right, it was Old Smoky. I don't know. There's the original.
This is Dumpling Creek.
Well, the one that they were drinking was Chard that they really liked. Of course, they're Irish alcoholics. I don't see.
I'm
see, I don't think.
Spot.
Yeah. Oh, yep. No, it is Hunch Punch because that's the one they love.
That's the one.
Yeah. So it is Old Smoky. God, you pay more attention than I do, and I'm the one that sent you the damn video.
Yeah.
I'm just like, we should try some of this. And I thought, oh, yeah. Somebody, what has two fingers and is a moron? This guy. No, I don't
See,
want
and I want to say,
whiskey.
yeah, that's it. Old Smoky.
They have cookies and cream whiskey.
Where on that from there?
Yeah, I got it on screen. It is
Peaches.
17.5. Yeah. That's the stuff you get to not wake up tomorrow feeling great. Ball whiskey? Is that the one you want? Ball cream whiskey? Oh.
Yeah, see, I didn't see those.
So I've seen. Oh yeah, I saw the habanero whiskey, and I'm just like,
That's
oh,
the one. That's the one I saw.
do you hate yourself? Because that's no
I see this cookies
mud
and cream.
prot. Oh, these look. So I've tried the Tennessee Straight. I've tried the salted caramel, and that one I love. I love that one.
Which would go down?
Salty caramel or
Oh,
caramel.
that bourbon ball cream is probably pretty good too.
Yeah, it probably is.
care.
Okay, I've done the watermelon.
That's what I'm drinking tonight. is
That
the
one's good.
watermelon.
I've tried the cinnamon. It's okay. It's too spicy. It burns. Heartburn.
The mango habanero is one of my favorite wings, but I don't know if I want to drink that.
Yeah.
They only had like 4 or 5 flavors when I was there.
Yeah,
I'm
me
drinking
too.
The salty watermelon, and it's mighty nice.
The strawberry lemonade was the one that got me hurt. I drink
But I
that
did
whole.
not see that one.
They had it on a display. This is when I think some of this just came to our area.
Ooh, peanut
So-
butter, black cookie dough. Oh,
Yeah. Amaretto. Isn't that another liquor, or is that something
yeah,
else?
that's a flavor, amaretto.
Find it.
You can get it
jar.
in a liquor.
Oh no, I do not want to do that. Oh, here we go. Oh, here you go. You can find it all over a map of our area.
Yeah.
The Holler? What the hell is the Holler?
I don't know. I don't see
America's.
it.
Oh, that's a distillery. Okay, they call it the Holler. Oh, it's right next to Pancake Pantry, so at least when you get hammered, you just puke, vomit, stumble away from some pancakes. To Gatlinburg, Tennessee. All right, I'm done.
I know. Yeah, but that's the jars we wanted to try. Was the Old Smoky there? I'm gonna have to go back and see if they have it.
I'll go tomorrow and grab some because I have to go and put pants on tomorrow. Yay!
Act like a normal person.
Yes, I have to go out into the public tomorrow.
I love it when Ron White says public.
Yeah,
It's-
in public.
I wasn't drunk in public.
I was drunk in there, and then they threw me into public. Yeah. That's the first bit I ever heard of his, and it cracked me up.
Oh yeah, and he's moved to Austin now.
Oh, I didn't know
He's got out of California. Yeah, and the last little snippet I saw of him, right when he moved to Austin, he did I think he was one of Joe Rogan's first in his new spot in Austin, and yeah, he's cut his hair. Of course, he's just an old drunkard, really and truly.
He's got to be
But-
in his 70s, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I would think so. But yeah, he does not look like the same Ron White in suits and stuff. The last little snippet I saw him, he had like a T-shirt on and he was performing. I was like, he's usually got on a jacket, and a cigar, and he drinks his tequila now. He used to be a Scotch guy, but he owns that tequila now.
Okay.
He has a tequila factory. Him and another buddy, and I actually have heard good things about it. I have not tried it, so.
We've got Ron White, Fritch, Texas, age 67.
Oh, he's in French. That's somewhere around Austin, I believe. I'm not for sure about Texas.
They had a 1992 tornado. We're going to give you the hot take on Fritch, Texas. 1992 mile-wide multi-vortex F4 tornado struck the Fritch area resulting in major damage to the city and several injuries. 7. My mistake, 7. 2014 wildfire, and that's the top things that have ever happened in that town. A wildfire. And then they talk about the census. So that's a place you just die at. That's where old people grew. Like, there's nothing to do there. You just die. Let's see. He joined the U.S. Navy at 17. Served on the Ron White. Back to Ron White. Auxiliary rescue and a salvage ship, the USS People make English more easy. USS Conserver near the end of the Vietnam War. Vietnam War era. Okay, well, that's interesting. I did not know that he moved to Austin. I think quite a few people haven't they?
Yeah, he was having to. He didn't want to pay a security guard for his house anymore. Was one of the reasons. I have to have a security guard to keep the vagrants from coming into the house. That I don't need to live there anymore. I do believe that's how he put it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he said it's so bad you can't even walk out to get your mail or your newspaper. Pay for a newspaper, it might not be there.
See, I have solutions, but nobody likes to listen.
No, they're not. How do I want to say? People friendly.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? People got us into this. I'm gonna get us out. So here's what we do: is we take all of the active military and we just line them up along the California border, all the way up through Utah and up into Idaho, and then we got all these fancy new ships, right? The naval ships. And then we just use between the Army and the sea as target practice and just bombard the land for like 6 months, maybe a year. Just let them have it. And then look, you've invigorated the economy because now we're going to get to move into brand new land. I mean, granted, we'll have to fix the shell craters, but, and then, root out the survivors, if you want to call it, air quotes. And then you've got a new California. It's amazing. Like, land will be cheap. That's just one of my great ideas. I'm sorry. That just makes
a reason. There's a reason you don't have the launch codes.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. You don't have the launch codes.
Because I would be in there going, he said what? Well, just give him one. Here's my code. Just give him one. He don't need more than that. Teach him a lesson. A nuclear launch was declared in Slovenia. They're like, why is he firing on Slovenia? It's like a little some bitch said something about me. I don't like that. I'm just teaching people a lesson. Oh, that's horrible.
Lesson learned. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, that I've heard. Now, doesn't Rogan own a comedy club down in Austin now?
Yes, he does.
So he's got a bunch of his buddies. I guess he's got his podcast up and he's doing it from down there.
Well, he has a place at his house that he does the podcast, just like he did in Cali.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he did. It's a place where everybody can go to perform, and supposedly he does a lot of performing out there himself. And you just never know when he's going to show up.
Oh, his comedy club is called the Mothership.
Yeah.
It's a Hollywood Reporter. When was this? This was, yeah, don't put the date up here. Okay, there it is, 2023. So I guess he opened it 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was in the process of opening during the pandemic.
It's unvaxxed sperm reads on a poster. Okay. 2 for 20. No. Okay. Because I just heard somebody was saying about that because friends of mine went down there to do the Riverwalk and they said they wanted to go to Rogan's Comedy Club.
One of the guys we work with said it's hard to get in.
I'm sure it's $40 a person, which isn't bad because
that's not bad at all, especially with what kind of caliber of comedy he's going to let come in,
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's how to get rid of concurrent viewers. Just talk about blowing up California. Just jokes, people. I wouldn't do that. I'm not a violent person. Um, so
Oh, we've had some jokes.
yeah, especially off air.
Yes, they're off air because
Yeah.
we came up with a good one yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday about sticks and stones.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
Ralph wants to join us.
I don't think Ralph is. I don't know if Ralph's here or not. I haven't seen if he's put anything out there.
No.
If he's listening or not, and maybe he's not. He could be listening to the OU game, which I know that could be a problem for some of our listeners.
Oh.
And by the way, OU is playing tonight. Not that we care, but it's opening weekend basically, college football.
Okay. Okay.
So OU is playing. They started at 6. I have not looked to see what a score is.
They should offer that class in college. The Sticks and Stones class. That's a great idea.
I think it's a great. I think.
Okay, so here's the premise, folks.
How many credits do you? How many credits do you get though? One has to be the tester and the testee.
Oh no! It's the class sits there, and you have volunteers to come up and be the subject. It's a psychological thing. Okay, so here's the premise, ladies and gentlemen.
Premise. But we want Ralph to help us out with this.
Mm-hmm. We're going to put it on YouTube
Yes.
for till they take it down. And what we're going to do is we're going to have Ralph sit in a chair, and then Kaz is going to have a bat over by him. We'll start with a bat. We'll move on to hammers. We just start with the bat, and
hammers, nails,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a jigsaw,
a whip. I mean, creativity.
He might like that, but
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the hypothesis. Which one hurts worse? Me calling you negative names or what Kaz is going to do to you? So I'm going to call him a name. It's going to be a horrible name, a name you're not allowed to say on YouTube or on the internet.
Yes.
And we're going to rate it. You know, they have that little smiley face. Where does that hurt? And he's going to give me a number, 1 to 10, and then Kaz is going to hit him in the stomach with a baseball bat. And I'm going to go, where does that one hurt? Oh, that's a 10? No. Come on, be genuine. Do it again, Kaz. I don't think he's being genuine.
yes.
and we're going to run an experiment, and we're going to learn if words hurt worse than actual physical violence.
Yeah. And this comes from we were talking about a new slander word. We won't say on
Gypsy. Yeah, I was telling him that the word gypsy is technically a slander word.
Yes, and I did not know that because I don't remember even how we even got on it, but
because I watched a show called 8 out of 10 Cats streaming on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's what it was. It was.
Yep.
And we're big fans of Snatch. It's a movie.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. They're not actually gypsies.
They're Romani.
Or they're not. They don't call themselves Romani. They're actually, what were they called? Pikey.
Oh, that's the bad one. That's the real bad one. Yeah.
Really bad?
Yeah, that's like the N word. Yeah, you just got us demonetized, even though we're not monetized. Holy hell. No. Yes, that is a slanderous word. I couldn't remember it last night. That's the one you're not supposed to use, but they used it in Snatch. They called them gypsies, pikeys. Yeah, that is very, very derogatory.
Meal.
I just hit him like he's like, Jesus, I'm just trying here, man.
Yeah. He's a traveler. He's an Irish traveler. From the movie Snatch, and I didn't know that word was bad either. Too much a fan of that movie to know that was a bad word.
Yes, I know. That's me too. A pikey is a racist slur referring to members of Roma and traveler communities. The word is probably derived from the word of turnpike from the 19th century. So you're not allowed to call people the turnpike.
His name in the movie is Pikey Mickey.
Yeah, well, you're not allowed to say that. Have you ever met some rappers? I'm just saying. That's N-word doggy. Yeah, I'm just going to call you dog. How's that sound? Same thing. Different group of people.
Oh wow, boy.
You know why this hasn't gotten out more popular? It's because they're kind of white people. So it's like
Yeah, maybe
most.
they are white people.
Mm-hmm.
And in the other movies, they don't talk as well as Mickey did in Snatch. They
Yeah.
talk better. They
Uh-huh.
talk better than old Mickey did in Snatch, and that's funny.
Their primary language is Shelta, which is based on Irish Gaelic, but also incorporates British English. I'm glad somebody differentiated between American and British, because we don't speak the same language.
Right, right. No,
We understand each other, but it's a different
I
language.
still one of the worst ones that I don't understand is the trunk of the car. They call it the boot. I've never understood that
Because
never
everything in England is boring. And instead of a bag of chips, it's called crisps because that's what it sounds like when you bite. It's crisps. Soda is fizzy drink.
I know. Some of those, but the boot. I don't.
And the hood is called the bonnet.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I had when I first started on the internet, and some British guy was on my stream, and he was talking about that. I go, look, you need to shut up right now because you're gonna get banned. You're dumb. Everything you're saying is making me angry. It's the hood and the trunk. But I mean, it's just a different. Because
yeah, they just.
I mean, they use umbrellas. When's the last time you used an umbrella?
Last time it rained and I was walking out in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have glasses and I hate when rain.
Oh, I was gonna say you were worried about your hair.
I keep one in the car.
You just got your hair did, and
You ever see me walk across the yard in the rain? I promise you, at work, if it's raining, I got the umbrella out. I promise you.
I've never in my life.
Every one of our colleagues looks at me like I'm crazy, but guess what? I'm the dry one walking out there. Promise.
I have never used an umbrella in my damn life. Not one time.
Because it doesn't hit you in the eye, but it makes you blink like you're crazy, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. And no likey.
Yeah, I guess our stream cut out at one point. Oh well, we're back up. Yeah, it came back. I guess it reconnected. I'm telling you, man, I haven't got the new modem hooked up. I'm hoping that's the problem. I think this week I'm gonna buy a new router. Those things are just so damn expensive. This guy that's on my home screen, I'm going to just click over. So this guy I think he drives for Red Bull Racing, I believe, and I cannot remember his name. He is a phenomenal driver, and I don't remember his dang name. Anyway. So to start the show off,
my screen it's back. Oh, I see him. Yeah.
Yeah, he drives for Red Bull Racing. So how was your week? We skipped over all of that. We came in hot.
Oh yeah, we came in hot and heavy. Week was good. It's a little cooler now, so I'm happy.
Oh, me too. I got the windows opened. It's nice. It's still warm, but it's livable.
I was glad it's over. Today was a absolute shit show, but we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah. I had one of those yesterday.
Then I turn around and I'm working extra, so
Oh yeah.
Shaft.
Yeah, but it's a voluntary shaft. You guided it in, so that's the way I look at it.
I still didn't get dinner and a kiss. I promise you that.
Yeah.
I still didn't get
Well, they're paying you, so that's almost worse. They didn't even try to woo you. They were just like money. To give you money.
Does that make me a prostitute?
It does, yes. and I'm one too.
And not even on a Friday night. Why do I thought prostitutes made more money on the weekends.
You would think so.
But why do they always give us Friday night off?
Well, because they're trying to teach us how, like, it's pimp talk. They're showing us the back of the hand.
Yes.
So bad.
That reminds me of the white guy remember the pimp guy I sent you the video of, and he was like, "They better look at the floor when I'm talking to them."
Oh no, I don't.
I'll find it again. It's the white guy. I can never remember his name on YouTube. He's the old, he died, but he was like the only white true pimp or something like that.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, and he was like, when I talk to them, they better look at the floor.
Oh my God!
This little bitty scrawny dude, he can't be 95 pounds. The fur coat weighs more than him. I was like, and they really all dressed like you see in the movies. I was like,
So they all dress like Kid Rock.
Yes. Yes.
So my boy Rocco, I'm sending you a picture that he sent me, video. This is why I like this guy. He does not give two shits about anything. He is at Rocklahoma, and he sends me this because I gave him a bottle of Peach Crown that I had that I didn't like. So yeah, I just sent that to you. He puts on war paint, and he's partying. He's chugging Peach Crown straight out of the bottle. I'm just like, oh, you're a savage. I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to say that.
His name was Mr. White Folks.
Mr. White Folks. Let me see if I can find him.
Yeah, on YouTube. That's what they wear to Rocklahoma?
That's what he's wearing. Yeah, him and his boys. Is this...
Hey. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Skip. All right, cool. Okay. All right.
Wait, that ain't... that's not who it was.
I'm a little, it's a little behind for me on the...
Yeah, hold on.
You want to know how can you tell if your man is on the down low?
Yeah, he's Mr. White Folks. Just type it in, just like WHITEFOLKS.
Stick your finger in his ass.
Okay. Hey, well, yeah, I didn't know it was going to go that hard in the paint. Okay, sorry. I would edit that out, but we let's be honest, I don't know how. Ride or die.
I don't know who that guy is.
Okay, I don't either. Okay, we're done. That looked like the intro to some sketchy movie. Your friend's like, "Oh, it's got a good story." It's like, I don't think you know what story means. He's looking at you because he's a pervert, and you're like, I'm not down, sir. I'm not down. Anyway, I almost broke a controller because of Wukong, and I had to calm down. Yeah, I had to calm down because I kept dying to a rock monster. The first part of the week was a giant rat, which everyone seems to one-shot. I just couldn't get a feel for that fight. It's like and what I realized while playing this game today, Black Myth Wukong, by the way, is that it really is a mobile game. It's a mobile game developer, and you can feel the essence of a mobile game in it. I've played a lot of mobile games, and it really, it's made for a wider viewing than just a mobile game, but it has a lot of mobile game. Because if you've ever, there's a lot of games coming out now that they bring to mobile, such as Genshin Impact. You can play it on console. I mean, it's basically a Legend of Zelda ripoff. It's amazing. But that game it's got mobile DNA in it. And I can't put my finger on why it is. It's just the way it feels. But it plays good. It plays good. So I finally got through the rat. And so I beat, I don't know, 3 or 4 more bosses. And so there's this giant cat that you come up to in a temple. And he's drinking from a pool of blood. And he's got yellow eyes. And my son was fighting him, I don't know, earlier in the week. And just getting his tail handed to him. And I was just like, holy hell, this is where I'm going to stop playing the game. I beat him second try. So if you think I didn't go in there and gloat, you're wrong. I was like, guess who just, stare at the hands. Yeah, I was talking so much trash to him. And then all the bosses that he one-shots, which... he had to disagree with me what one shot means, because he's like, that's not what that means. I was like, yes it is. You kill it in one go, then it would be called one go. And I'm like, this is why your mother doesn't love you. So but yeah, it was all the bosses that he had no trouble, and he beat him first try. I struggled. Like, I was just getting destroyed by these creatures. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of variety in this game, a lot more than you would think for what it is. $60. And like I tell everybody, if I were you, do your homework. If you're thinking of playing this, watch a little bit of Act 1. There's plenty of content on the internet that will show you Act 1. Watch it. See if it's something that you'd be interested in. But Act 1 is what the game is. There's no microtransactions. There's no hidden extra cost. You pay for the game, you get the game. The game is finished. I mean, it's been out, 2 weeks or a week?
Something like that, 2 weeks.
There's
like
not
that.
been an update or a patch yet because it was a finished game, which is something that we don't understand in modern day. I mean, Ubisoft, I think Star Wars, what is it called? Outlaws comes out.
Right.
So if you gave $140, you got to play it before everyone else. Yay! Who cares?
No, don't care.
Don't care. I'm not giving Ubisoft a nickel. So now I've seen a few reviews. A lot of people.
It looks good. I mean,
yeah, the world is
gameplay
amazing.
I've seen, it looks beautiful.
The world, and that's one thing I will give Ubisoft. Their world building is second to none. Like if we ever hang out one day, you come over here, I'm going to show you Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game, you feel like you're actually in Greece, like ancient Greece. Like the temples are there, they're painted, the statues are aligned, the streets. I mean, it takes you to the world. It's the rest of the stuff that's not good. Apparently, like there's like the stealth, like because a lot of the game is sneaking around. You're a smuggler, so you're trying to sneak. And apparently that stealth mechanic is broken. Little stuff like that. There's little nitpicks. It's definitely not what I would call a AAA game. I think Wukong they call it feature complete. That means when you buy it, that's it. There's nothing else. It's feature complete. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Ubisoft charged extra money so you could play the game early. And yesterday, they told everybody who's been playing it early, hey, guess what? There's a game-breaking bug, so you're going to have to restart the game.
What?
Yeah, we're throwing through a patch, so all that stuff you did early to get ahead of everyone else, yeah, we're sorry, but that's all wiped out now. You got to restart from level 0.
That's crazy. I hadn't seen that.
See, and there's certain games I do not like. I don't like replaying role-playing games. I don't want to replay that story unless the story is amazing. I like replaying action games. This is kind of an action game, but yeah. So, and apparently there was a report last night that Assassin's Creed Shadows, the pre-orders are like 800.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. And I'm like, I wouldn't doubt it. Because they got so much. You can't have negative press and it not affect you. I know no press is bad press, as they say. But at the same time, kind of hate Ubisoft. And we were talking about it. And it's not because of any ideology. It's just because their games aren't fun. The last Far Cry that I really loved was Far Cry 4, and it's kind of basically Far Cry 3 in just a new environment. I didn't enjoy Far Cry 5. That's to me started the downward trend of Far Cry because it was the first. I don't know. You get the first gun, and it's basically you don't really need anything else. I mean, it was fun. I had fun in Far Cry 5. Far Cry 6 was awful, and then they released the main guy for. Ubisoft came out and said gamers need to get used to not owning games. And I watched a couple lawyer streams saying technically when you get an Ubisoft game, you're just basically renting the license to play the game. So I was like, well, they don't get any more of my money till they come out and tell me it's a game rental service, and that's it. And I don't have a problem with renting it, but be honest. Stop being lying sacks of shitty Canadians. And
I can understand eventually if something gets phased out, but don't like they did at Christmas time.
Yeah, run a special, and then everybody gets the game, and then they're like,
you can't play it.
yeah. They took it off the website, so now you can't download it. Now, I don't know if you have the game downloaded, if you can continue to play it. I don't know how that works, because I think it has to connect to the Ubisoft servers in order to authenticate. And it's anti-piracy.
I would think so.
So I'm just like, well, then Ubisoft gets no more of my money. They have to put out a game that I'm going to want to not just play once, but play over and over again. Like Ghost of Tsushima, which I brag about all the time. And it's not a perfect game. And it's, some people would go, that game sucks. And I'd go, well, you're entitled to your opinion. I like it. It's a fun romp on Tsushima Island. I love that stupid game. But yeah, so their pre-orders look bad. But we'll see. You know, that pre-orders don't tell the whole tale. So.
No, they don't, because you never know. Some people don't pre-order. I mean,
I've never done it.
I have for like a Call of Duty or something like that. If I know that I'm gonna be able to play it, like,
well, if
you order it a pre-order or something like that. But I've never just.
You're not gonna pre-order a $70 extra package to get a special skin for a gun you're probably not gonna use.
No, I've never done that. I've never bought like super extra so I can have
Scooby-Doo skin.
Scooby-Doo skin, or I believe it was a Nicki Minaj, and I mean, I've seen plenty of her twerking on TV. I don't need to see it across my video game.
Every time she kills you, she does the twerk.
Yeah, I don't. I just never needed that. So.
Oh,
I just.
Okay, but so the insanity is starting to reach a fevered pitch, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's in video games, real quick. I got to tell you about this. This is another reason I don't. Ubisoft is a political company, and they pissed me off. They all are to a certain extent, but they're heavy into it. So I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I really enjoyed, and one of the guys is supposedly a Trump-like character, and he's like, make Athens great again. That made me angry on a level I didn't expect. I was just like, why does modern effing politics have to be in my damn game? This is about Greece. And I know it could have been seen as a joke, but we're beaten over the head in the United States with this stuff. And it's getting so, I'm sick of it. I don't want it in my face anymore. Shut up about it. So, well, Ubisoft, have you ever heard of Siege? Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, I want to say a friend of my boys played it competitively, I think.
Let's see if there's an image of it. Oh, yep. Here we go. So this is one of the new operators in Siege, in the wheelchair. I don't know. I bet they can't lay down for cover fire. There's a point to where the insanity just is like, okay, I'm out. A wheelchair operator in Rainbow Six Siege. Like, I mean, dude, fat people can't be in military.
So I can understand if, say, he was a drone operator.
Yeah, sat in the van.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if it was like, because, you know, like Call of Duty gameplay, like the gameplay, not the multiplayer. You would play as different people going through it. I can understand that if, like, say, they gave you a little bit of a backstory, like he was an operative and he got disabled by an IUD. If they gave you
IUDs is a different kind of disabled. That means 18 years of child support.
Shut your mouth. So if he got hit by IED, a bomb, damn bomb. He got hit by a bomb. It blew up, and he lost the use of his limbs, and he got to stay in the military, which that's not how it works. But for the video game, they're letting him, because his eye-hand coordination is so well that they let him work the drones. Maybe, if they had a nice backstory.
Right. But Siege is now, I don't play these games, but isn't it a fast-paced, like, team-on-team violence?
All I see is Deadpool holding the guy up and somebody using the guy in the wheelchair to
Exactly.
run across in front of somebody. You just shoot at him. I got your back.
Yes. I see, and I could see having like expanding the gameplay to have operators outside of the combat area trying to guide people in. That could be a fun element you would add. But this is Ubisoft. They had a wheelchair dog in Assassin's Creed 6. That game, I literally what made me delete my Ubisoft account. Because as you play that game, you realize that you're the bad guy. There's no way around it. And they're trying to be like whatever. I'm like, I feel like I'm the dirty, nasty, violent, gross person in this game, and I hated that. The gameplay itself was fine, but then you had the wheelchair wiener dog that you would send into combat. I'm just like, you'd think you could do it in a fun way, but not Ubisoft. Like, their games aren't fun anyway. They don't understand what that term means. And that's one of the things, like with the Assassin's Creed, the gameplay is kind of stale. Like, I get this new game, and it maybe it has something to do with the political crap, but more than likely it just has to do with they haven't changed the formula. Like, their games are just not, they're not selling because nobody wants to play them anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. Rainbow Six Siege. Here you go. Have an assassin in a wheelchair.
On that. I was gonna say something about that. I saw that. So
anyway,
y'all know that football season is starting, and I know I said
Oh,
something
yeah.
about it. You asked me about, and I drafted my fantasy football team last week,
how'd that go?
and so you know, and you asked me who I thought was going to go to the Super Bowl.
I did, and I
and-
wrote that stuff down.
Yes, you did, and I just want y'all to know that I'm a happy person. That while I was asleep yesterday, my boy Brandon Ayuk for the San Francisco 49ers signed to a 4-year extension, so I don't have to worry about him not playing this year. It was a very, very touch and go, very worried, a little bit of drinking, maybe a little crying in my milk.
What position does he play?
Wide receiver. He's one of the 10 best in the league for sure. Blocks. He's not a typical wide receiver. If you want to pull up something, I can't even tell you where he went to college, but he's a 49er. That's all that matters to me.
What's his name? What's his name?
Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk.
Hold on, I'm still stuck on the Brandon part. B-R-A-N.
Let's go, Brandon.
Okay, at that part.
Okay. Ayuk.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Yeah, he signed to a nice 4-year extension. He didn't hold out. He did what they call holding in, where he actually went to the mini camps, didn't play any preseason, so he didn't lose any money.
Wait, so they're already playing the season? Because I see
No,
one.
the season starts next this coming Thursday, actually.
So are they in preseason? Is this
Yes, preseason. It was over this past weekend.
Now, since we're talking American football,
Where did he go to school at?
that's what I was looking. Arizona State.
Okay.
That's the guy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Arizona State. He's 26, 6 foot, 200 pounds.
And you.
So is this his first year?
No. He's been in the league.
Regular season. 75 receptions, 1,300 yards. So, how long's he been in the league?
At least 3.
Okay. So, well, that's good then. Good for you. Is that one of your fantasy guys?
I did not get him. No. And one of the reasons is because I didn't know he was going to play. So there was no. It makes you a little nervous.
Yeah. I haven't watched football in so long. I do not know who any of these people are.
He is a beast. When I tell you he runs, he blocks. There's videos of him blocking. Oh gosh.
2023 had 7 touchdowns, which ranked 18th, tied 18th. So,
Yeah, but when you're blocking for Christian McCaffrey, when my little white boy likes to run like he does, that's all that matters. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey.
so let's go to the only team that really matters. The Packers.
Dallas Cowgirls?
Nope, we're making.
Oh.
So the Packers open up against Philly. It looks like on Friday. I still have
On a Friday?
That's what it says. Friday. Maybe it's the pregame, or so it's on Peacock. Friday. Well, damn it! Stop it. Nah. See schedule here. So preseason, Baltimore,
Wow,
Denver. Yeah. So Friday, September 6th on Peacock versus Philadelphia at 7:15.
That's crazy.
So
Friday game?
yeah. Yeah, so I guess Peacock's doing TV shows now, or doing football. Oh my God!
They have
everybody.
been for a while.
Wait, isn't Peacock? Isn't that CBS?
It's an NBC affiliate, so
Yeah, it's the okay. Now, isn't one of the Prime Videos doing Thursday games? I didn't know
Yes.
that. Okay.
yes.
Oh, that's
Because me being a Notre Dame fan, we have our own TV channel, NBC. So, but some of the off games are on Peacock.
so. What we need to do every weekend, every Friday, is we need to make sure when the Cowboys lose that we mock them mercilessly on our podcast for all of our Cowboy fans. I just want you to know that my hate for your team is a pure hate. It's a hate.
It's pure hate.
It's a hate bound by the people who follow the team, for the state that the team resides in, for the 1-star rating on their helmets. It's like
I
it's
love
just
that one.
it's just like the arrogance of Cowboy fans makes me hate the Cowboys more than anything. And to be fair, the followers of the Cowboys probably couldn't run. They don't even know what a 30-yard dash is, a 100-yard dash or whatever it is. See, I don't know what it is, but I'm not a football fan.
Right. They've seen it done because usually that's all they get. It's about 30 yards.
And these
But,
are guys that just drank Old Milwaukee and kiss their sisters on the lips with tongue. So
Yeah. And what's sad is I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to be a Dallas Cowgirl fan, and
you
those
grew
were
up and
years-
became a man.
Yes, those were years of my life that I can never get back.
It's when you were in
Um,
your emo phase. I used to like to cut myself.
Oh, I just got that's so bad. I never had the hair for emo phase, so
You could have worn a wig.
oh god, could you imagine all black, some big old black combat boots? Nah, I couldn't do it.
So-
I couldn't do it.
So you got your team drafted, and
Yeah, I got my team drafted
so
you
your
did
season
that.
kicks off as soon as the season
Thursday night, as soon
Okay.
as the season starts. Yes. Opening game is, I believe, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Thursday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping you do well because I want you to trash talk your sons because I think they need to respect their dad a little bit more. So
They are happy because they don't have to play me, so there can be some true shit talking about who's better than who has the better team.
well, good.
But there's no heads up. I mean, last year they beat me, I beat them, so
I had something happen to me real quick. I just remembered this. So I was walking to my truck yesterday, and it was hot during the day. It was nighttime, and I was walking through a gravel parking lot, and I stepped off a curb onto a water bottle, and the water bottle exploded onto me, and I was just like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Oh, please say that wasn't something gross." Like, I was so paranoid, dude. I couldn't get home fast enough. It's just unexpected wetness is disturbing on a whole level you can't comprehend until it happens to you. I was scarred for a little bit. So wait, real quick, do you do fantasy? Do they do fantasy for college?
no, they do not. I have not seen it.
Wonder why?
I don't know.
Because I mean, it's just gambling. You're just picking players, and you know what the roster is of college because those guys signed a 3-4 year contract till they get pushed through college. I mean, that's the thing that made me realize I don't like college sports. Because these guys are getting full rights to college, and then they interview them, and they're like, "So how's the game? I carry the ball fast. Coach make me catch ball, and I go fast. So
And
what did you?"
It's even more funny because you can tell. Okay, so say the running back is who everybody wants to talk to, but if he's a bad interview, if he just cannot enunciate, or if he's just makes the team look bad, he doesn't get. They don't let him come. They don't let him talk anymore. It's just funny. It's like,
Thank God.
don't you think you would put him in a class? Because they have those classes for
Speech. It's called speech.
Not just speech, but I can understand. It's like we're doing this behind a microphone, so we're not in front of.
It's different though if we were doing this live.
Live TV shows, live cameras. You know, the lights are blaring and they're asking you questions, so maybe they get a little nervous. They have classes for that.
Oh yeah.
They have those classes for that. So
yeah,
I would think, like, look, you're gonna be a superstar, and
better get used to it.
You talk like you're in the second grade. Let's just get this together.
See, that's why they need somebody like me to start asking them questions and go, yeah, you with the Odd Times news outlet, what's your question? Yeah, I was wondering if the running back, what favorite color he likes to eat out of the Crown box. Thank you. I'd get killed, dude. The whole team would come after me.
Or do you still do finger paints to draw for the? How do y'all do the X's and O's?
And the running back, everybody else would be mad. The running back would be like, "That's a good question. I think I like the purple. Thank you. I love you." Yeah, some of that stuff.
I can't remember. Oh, it was. You know, I always reference Big Bang Theory, and I can remember Howard and their daughter did a drawing. He's like, "Oh, did Hallie do that?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's so good." And she turned around and looked at him. She said, "Is it really?" He said, "No, it's bad."
Yes.
Yeah, that's like, I can see that. I can see that going on.
Oh my God, man. Well, I hope you do well this year.
I hope so too. It's been a couple years since we made it into the money rounds. So I need to make it into the money rounds.
For those that don't know, when I was talking to Kaz about this earlier in the week, because I don't know, I don't do any of this stuff. Fantasy started that kind of was in its infancy the last time I watched football. So that's been a long time ago.
A long time ago. Yeah.
Because I know since I've been at our current company, I haven't watched a single lick of football. So that's at least 13 years.
No more man cord.
Well, no. That's still what. We don't want to go into that because I don't think football is manly at all. I think it's quasi-homosexual.
I knew that was going to happen. After I said it, I was like, oh, foot and mouth.
Yeah, he's going to go.
Foot and mouth.
It's like wind him up and let him go. I
Open
won't.
The doors. Come on in.
No.
Come on. You can come on. Don't be scared.
It's funny to me that the straightest men in America watch the gayest sports America has to offer. That's all I'm saying. Wrestling and football. It's just like men in as little clothing as they can, grabbing a guy and going, "You're going to the ground." It's like nothing wrong with it. Just saying, pointing it out.
What wrestling are you talking about?
The Hulk Hogan style wrestling.
Do not come on this show. That stuff is so real.
It's some of those people take that shit serious and they're our age, dude. Oh, you don't understand. The Undertaker, he's coming back to us. I'm like, dude, you do realize that time is a real thing. He's like 65 years old. He ain't doing nothing. He's aged well because he's kept it up in such good physical shape. He's aged well, but when he's like at home just chilling, you can tell when he hadn't had any makeup on. He's like, he partied a little hard out on those trips,
tours and trips and stuff, because they sometimes wrestle 3-4 times a week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I understand it. And I understand it's a it's fake. It's a man's soap opera, basically.
Yes, it is.
But
which makes it gay.
There is
soap operas are gay.
There is physical attributes to it, kind of like racing.
Oh yeah, dude, it's probably extremely physically demanding.
Yeah, it's physically demanding. But I will tell you that when you if you go watch it live, it takes away from it because the angles, you can tell, you get a better respect for it on the TV of how it's filmed, because they take away in how they act with the punches and everything. I know they still look, sort of fake on TV, but when you're there in person, oh my God. Oh my! They could hit a 2-year-old as hard as they hit themselves. Hit those big guys.
Wow.
And a 2-year-old's not even gonna cry. The punches miss so bad in real life. And the only good thing is bra and panties match. Stacy Keebler. Just shredded. That's all I got.
I don't think
all I
you
got.
can.
Yes, I can. You can Google that.
No, I'm not Googling that up.
No, I didn't say you
Oh.
should. I said you can.
Check this out. That's what I thought. Glenn Jacobs is a politician. This wrestler. Kane. Somebody named Kane.
Yes. He Minnesota,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. I
Of
knew
course,
he was
Tennessee would elect the guy in spandex. He gonna kick shit out of that budget. Sorry, that's hateful.
That's right. I forgot. What's he do?
I'm not sure. That's what I was trying to look up because I heard that this week, and I was like, they were like, "Can you believe he went from the WWEF or well, it was WWF when I was a kid?" But that's actually the world. What is the WWF? It's like a knitting group, and they had the name first trademarked, and they made Vince McMahon change it after fucking 20 years.
God. Yeah, sure.
Staunch libertarian, formed close bond with What does he do? Oh, just get to the freaking point. Okay, let's go back. I guess I'll go. Oh, mayor of Knox County. He's a mayor.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
He does not look the same in that suit.
I'm going to tell you right now, though. I'm sure he's a big man. I would not.
Well, he is a huge man. He's
I
like
would.
6.
Do you think
6'7",
he gets?
6'8"?
Do you think he gets aggressive with negative questions? He
No,
just
could you
stands
imagine-
up.
could you imagine- Yeah, when he stands up and he flaps, I've had enough.
Yeah.
How tall is he?
Yep.
7 foot tall.
Yeah, that's
7 foot.
terrifying. No thanks. No.
Yeah, 7 foot tall. Because he was like the Undertaker, and they did the choke slam.
Okay. See, I didn't watch it, so I did when I was a kid. I saw Randy Savage,
But that was good stuff back in the day.
especially as a kid, dude. That was fun.
And then you had you would watch WWF, and then you had the cartoons. And on the morning, they had Hulk Hogan and the Wolfman.
I never saw that. I
You never saw the cartoon?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, because even back then I didn't like waking up early. So, and I remember Saturday you had to wake up at like 7:00 to get the Saturday morning cartoons. It was like 7 or 8.
I never was a sleep-in person.
Oh yeah, nope. I was always a night person. So I'd catch like maybe if I was lucky, I got the last hour of cartoons, and those were always the real crappy ones.
9 or 10 o'clock. I can't remember when the cartoons went off. I think it was
Yep.
9, 10 o'clock was it.
Yep.
And you would get something like what was the animal show?
Oh yeah, like well, my kids had Zaboomafoo, but it was something like
we
that.
We had the one.
Captain
the guy-
Kangaroo.
Oh no, not on Saturdays. It's kind of like he was kind of like the Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah, but it was an American guy. I know who you're talking about.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, Jack Hanna. Jack
Jack
Hanna.
Hanna. That's it. Yep, that's it.
I actually have a signed postcard by Captain Kangaroo to me.
Really?
My mom took me to meet him when I was so young, I don't even know who he was. And I've had that thing forever. And I was going through stuff the other day and I went, I think that's the Captain Kangaroo guy. And sure as shit, yeah, I've got a signed, it's got his photo and it's signed with my name to you. You know, hope you grow up and be successful. You couldn't have guessed more wrong.
That's pretty cool though. Captain
yeah.
Kangaroo. We all grew up with Captain Kangaroo.
Yep. And it's funny now because with the advent of the internet, the rumors that spread are the best. It's like, what was it? Mr. Rogers was a Vietnam sniper that killed so many people. He was called the Reaper. It's just shit like that. Oh, dude, and the reason he wore long sleeves is because he's tatted up. It's like, there couldn't be more. Yeah, dude, I've seen all of it. Captain Kangaroo was a Navy SEAL in Vietnam.
I had not seen that.
Oh yeah, dude! I remember seeing all that with the advent of the internet. Those stories were spreading like wildfire. It was amazing. I was like, oh, and there was one about Bob Ross too that he was secretly a serial killer, and every portrait he painted was showing you where the bodies were hidden.
Now that is amazing.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how that is the pimpest of pimps if that's true. I don't care who you are. I'm just gonna paint a picture.
Here's a pretty
And I'm
little
gonna
tree
sell it
next
to
to this
you.
pretty
I'm gonna
little
sell it-
rock.
Yeah, my name's Bob Rogers, and I'm gonna sell it to you for 25,000.
Yeah.
Guess what? There's 7 bodies in it.
Have you seen the Ryan Reynolds doing Bob Ross?
I think I have.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
That would be some crazy stuff that he was.
Okay, it's Deadpool. Here we go. I'm not gonna play too much of it because I don't want to get demonetized. But you could look it up.
Trusty 2-inch brush here.
Whack that off.
Beat it like it owes you money.
Beat it like it owes you money. Oh yeah. So you guys can go look that up. It's pretty funny. He says some pretty Deadpool stuff.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. He's come out and said that he's not gonna do another Deadpool. That it's so demanding of him. And his wife said, I think he said she'd kill him.
He'll do another one.
But why wouldn't you just go out on top? Sometimes you.
I mean, he kind of did though. He made over $1 billion. That's pretty on top.
It's still going. It's still going.
Is it?
It's still at the movie theater. It's not coming out until.
I know. I've been waiting for it to come on Amazon. I was going to buy it.
Yeah, that's how you know. If you can't buy it for $25.99.
Oh, because Twister's already available to purchase.
Yeah, there you go. That's how you know.
Let's see. Yeah, it's already available to purchase on Amazon, and that hasn't even been out, what, a month? Two of them.
It came out a week or two before Deadpool.
So Twister's already. Borderlands is already up on Amazon, dude. That just came out like a week ago. That's how bad that movie's doing.
That's it. That's how you know.
So it's still going at 219 million.
So it made another 100 million since last weekend when we did the show.
God, love it. Why can't somebody promote our damn show to be that way? God, you guys are hateful.
Ryan, listen. Matt said
We know
he's got a right butt cheek, and he will tat it. If you come on the show, anything you want, Deadpool, a quote, anything you want, picture you with the hands across the face, make whatever. Just come on the show. We got a blank portrait for you. It's white. It'll be great. It'll be great.
I like how you just I'm gonna do it for free. And there's that creepy little bastard on there again. Haley Joel Osment. Oh. I was gonna see something. This is how this always goes. I haven't had a plan the last couple weeks because I've just been exhausted. So we just kind of get on here. There was. I wanted to.
Off the cuff is beautiful sometimes.
Yeah, it's just I always take it to dark places.
Hey, we're shining the light.
So Deadpool 2, the first 10 years. What the heck is that? On a wild ride, was trying for 10 mostly fruitless years to get Deadpool movie. I guess it's like a documentary. Huh. It might be something that's like additional content. Let's see what else he's got coming out. Because he did that Netflix series or movie. It was okay. Red Notice.
Yeah, the one with the Rock.
And Gal Gadot.
In it.
Yeah, it was okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, it wasn't the greatest, but I got to watch Gal Gadot run it, so I was cool.
And my favorite cameo is Bullet Train because he's the dick at the end. The guy that took the day off.
Yes.
We watched Detective Pikachu at the house. That was okay.
I've heard good things about it.
It's okay. It's a good family movie. It's interesting. I didn't hate it. Looking to see there's a movie that he was in that I thought I would hate, and I actually really enjoyed it. And it's because they allowed him to kind of just be himself. R.I.P.D. was not good. The Voices was weird, where he hears his dogs talking to him. He's like, and I think he's going to kill somebody. I don't remember. I couldn't finish it. Safe House was okay. Green Lantern it's very middle of the road. I watched it. I can't do it again. The Proposal.
I actually enjoyed the Green Lantern. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest. I enjoyed it.
I don't
The
remember.
proposal was great with Sandra Bullock.
Just Friends. That's the one where he's in the fat suit. My ex made me watch this, and I cracked up laughing.
Never saw it.
Oh my God. Yeah, he goes home to New Jersey, and he gets a snowstorm, and he's got this high-profile pop star, and him and his brother just slap the shit out of each other for no reason.
Yes, I saw that. I take that back.
That movie was pretty good. Pretty good.
Yes. Driving the Porsche in the snow.
Yes, yeah, tried to be a douche. Oh my God, I didn't know he was on Scrubs.
Probably.
That's just Van Wilder. That was the first thing I ever saw him in. And it had that Indian actor that I don't remember his name. It was the first time I saw him. And I think, what is his name? I'm going to look it up real quick.
What, from Van Wilder?
Yeah, Cal Penn. Cal Penn was in that as his assistant. And he's in college for like the 8th year.
I remember seeing parts of Van Wilder.
Yeah, it's one of those National Lampoons.
Yes.
I'm just looking because other than Deadpool, he's had some hits, but yeah, like most of the stuff is just not like.
Yeah, R.I.P.D. was. I didn't even now. Safe House with Denzel was really good. That was I enjoyed that.
Honestly, he got his foot in the door with superheroes. Because all the other stuff is okay. It's like it's got its like niche crowd, but it's never like really put him over the top until Deadpool. I mean, it's the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. He was a household name; people knew who he was, but nobody really like appreciated the guy's acting ability until he put on the Iron Man mask, and now he's like one of the highest paid actors. You know, it's kind of the same thing here because I'm just like. Everything he's done, nothing sticks out to me like Deadpool.
You're right. I mean, yeah, because I enjoyed the first Hitman's Bodyguard. I didn't enjoy the second one.
And I only saw the second, and I didn't enjoy it.
The second one had her in it. What's her name?
The Latina actress.
Yes.
She was in
everything.
Yeah, well, no, she was in the vampire movie with Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
God, I could picture Salma Hayek. Thank you. So was he good in the Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw? Because I've never seen that.
He was just. It wasn't a very big role. It was like like he was talking to Hobbs, like he was in the CIA.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a big role.
Free Guy was okay. That was actually a surprisingly enjoyable movie.
That was actually good.
I enjoyed that movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I guess you can only rent it now. He's in, was it Game World?
Yes.
Yeah. That one wasn't bad. I mean, because the main reason Ryan Reynolds, and let's just strip away all the negativity and just say the reason he's not more popular than what he is because he's a filthy, disgusting Canadian and everyone hates you. I mean, like you're just pretend people. You're like snow people. No one cares about you. Your opinions are dog shit. And you got a warped sense of humor. So, you got to take what you can get, man. I mean, he's really not that attractive either. I mean, he's got the big forehead and he's got the eyes are too close together. And am I doing a good job trying to knock him down a peg so I could look better? No, I'm not. I love Ryan Reynolds.
Well, and I love Ryan Reynolds too. But you go back to what you were saying about how those things fall into place. If you think about it, and I was looking at Robert Downey Jr., and you're right. The only thing I can say that was, I remember pieces of Zodiac.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. I remember pieces of it, not all of it. But Iron Man came out in 2008, and then it just all kind of fell. Tropic Thunder, The Soloist was a good movie.
Sherlock Holmes was fine.
Sherlock Holmes was great. Due Date could have been better.
Okay,
I wanted more out of that movie.
So we're going to go back. We're going to start at 2007, work our way back. And so, like you said, Zodiac, Scanner Darkly, that's a real niche. It's got a 7. I don't like those weird. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I've heard is really good, but it's one of
Yes.
those I've never seen it. What is that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. The Shaggy Dog movie. I don't remember his part in the movie, but the movie itself, I enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
But it was a Tim Allen movie, so
Okay. Gothica
it's
was
not
weird.
his.
Didn't that have Holly Berry in it? Because she was in a woman's prison and got
I believe so.
mental
Yes,
asylum, and
yes.
the big
So,
dude
yeah.
from this guy, John Carroll Lynch, plays the creepiest human being on the face of the earth. He's the one that would dress up like a lady as Drew Carey's brother.
Yes.
The dude does this
yes.
so good. He's such a good actor.
That had a great cast in it. Dorian Harewood,
Yeah.
Charles S. Dutton. I love Charles S.
Didn't he
Dutton.
pass away? I think he
Yes,
passed away.
Yes, because that's Rock.
Okay. Yeah, none of this
Did some Ally McBeal episodes.
None of this is Natural Born Killers. He was
Bowfinger.
Yeah, Bowfinger was another kind of miss for everybody involved. It had its moments. I don't remember any of that movie.
Now, U.S. Marshals, he had a good spot where he played the bad marshal.
But again, he wasn't a household name. Why
No,
everyone
yeah.
knew him? Because of his dad, Robert Downey Sr., and his drug problems. Because he was
Right.
one of the up-and-coming hot young actors to watch, and everyone allotted this guy and said he's this and Weird Science. That was his first, people love that movie. Weird Science with Kelly LeBrock.
Everybody had the odds. for
What
Kelly
was
LeBrock.
what part did he play in that?
I do not remember. Johnny Be Good? That was the football movie.
Ian, yeah. And that had Bill Paxton. If you haven't ever seen that, you guys owe it to yourself to go back and watch a horrible, horrible show where they create a woman using science. It's like a throwback to the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
It's dirty. Clean dirty.
Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He was in that.
Yeah, but if you look at it, none of those are come close to the success of Iron Man.
No, gosh, no.
So he was a working actor and he was great at what he does. Because if you ever watch him, that movie he's doing where his dad is the judge, I think.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's hard to watch, but yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's streaming on something.
I love that movie.
And
It's
Zodiac.
got an all-star cast.
Yeah,
It's called The Judge.
Yep. Then he does Iron Man, Tropic Thunder, which is 2008 again. Tropic Thunder's freaking amazing, where
I
he's
don't care what y'all say.
yeah, Kirk Lazarus, hot LZ. That is fantastic. Then he gets Sherlock Holmes, Iron Man 2, and then the guy, Avengers, he nailed. When people think of Tony Stark now, they think of.
Yeah, they can never redo Iron Man. I mean, I don't think you could ever redo it.
So yeah, now he's been touted to play Doctor Doom. So
Yeah, but he's not even in the credits for it. So I'm not till I see that come across on IMDb. I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon. Sorry, y'all.
But I think a lot of these guys they like Ryan Reynolds. You've had a good career, Robert Downey Jr. You've had a good career, and now you've got the money. You can do whatever project you want. You don't have to chase, but you only get so much time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So it's you should take advantage of this if you can get another Marvel movie in or two.
That's true, and but I want to ask you a question. So you saw the movie The Judge.
Yes.
And everybody loves. I can't say everybody. I'll ask you: do you like Robert Duvall?
I absolutely adore Robert Duvall. He's one of the finest American actors that we've produced.
Have you ever seen Secondhand Lions?
Oh, that movie's freaking
That is
tastic.
That is what this world needs to go back to. When they don't want people coming to the door, they shoot at the cars.
Yeah, this movie right here on screen, Apocalypse Down, was one of my favorite scenes that in any movie where he sit there and he goes, "Son, do you like to surf?" And they're in an active war zone, and the guy's like, yeah, I surf. He goes, get your board. We're going surfing. And there's just artillery and explosion, and he's ducking down. He said, why are you ducking down? I said, this beach is safe to surf. You can surf. And he gets up, and he's like, but sir, there's sharks. Ain't sharks going to bother you. You're an American serviceman. And gets out there and just, you smell that? That's a smell of napalm. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Just like that is one of the first.
He's got no shirt on, a hat.
That is one, and he comes in and the air cav helicopter, da 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 da, like just over the top, man. As a cinematic moment, that struck, because that movie's weird as shit. It's a retelling of a movie called Heart of Darkness. It's a book that talks about, it's British.
Really?
It's a British story where they go up, I believe, in Africa to get a rogue British general to come home, and he's taken the natives and built his own army. Yeah, it's called The Heart of Darkness.
Really, it's a good movie. But I love Robert Duvall, but, for one, secondhand lines, and then when I finally got my Godfather.
And that book came out in 1897, 1890, something like that. And it's the Congo River, I believe. Heart of Darkness is a Polish-British novelist, Joseph Conrad, in which sailor Charles Marlowe tells his listeners a story of assignment as a steamer captain for a Belgian company in the African interior. It is a critique of European colonial rule in Africa. But that's Kurtz. He's going up to get Kurtz, which was played by, what's his face? Marlon Brando. So, yeah. I always liked Robert Duvall because he brings it. He had this movie called Preacher or Priest or something, and it was really weird. But Open Range was good.
Oh, so good.
I've seen him.
Kevin Costner, right?
Yes, and I hate Kevin Costner.
I know. But that's why I wanted to make sure that you knew that's who was in it.
Believe you me, I understood it was a Kevin Costner movie. I had some old rednecks tell me I needed to watch it, and it was like one of the first new style westerns to come out in quite a while.
And it was very well done too.
And Colors, when he's arresting Damon Wayans trying to hump the bunny rabbit in the department store, like, dude, come on.
That is so funny. That movie. Oh, that movie, Colors.
And I mean, this guy is so good.
Lonesome Dove.
Never seen it.
That's the first time I ever actually saw. They actually in that movie depicted. Okay, so I don't know if you know this. So water moccasins, when they're born, they're in a ball.
No, I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's a snake. So they actually showed them going across a river, and a guy, I don't know I can't remember if the horse hit the water moccasins or if he fell off into the ball. Well, it's true. It's how things happen. They're baby snakes. They're baby venomous snakes, and they can't control the amount of venom. And you got 30 or 40 or 50 of them in a ball, and you fall into them, and you get bitten, and it's just instant death.
Game over.
Yeah, because I know. I remember the first time I ever went night kneeboarding in the lake in Louisiana, and my grandmother's like, "You did what?" I said, "Yeah." And when we were done, they just pulled me right up to shore. She said, "How many times have we told you about the snakes and the ball?" Yeah. Then I remember the Lonesome Dove, and I was like, "Click." Sometimes the light bulb doesn't always come on, but when it does,
it's not real bright neither.
It ain't very bright, kind of flickers a little bit. But I remember. And then the whole next day, I was at my uncle. I said, "Why didn't you let him pull me up there? I could have died."
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Never thought about an alligator. The next day the whole thing was water moccasins.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Have you ever seen THX 1138? It was George Lucas's debut directorial.
No.
That is one of the weirdest movies I have ever seen. It's futuristic. In the 25th century, a time when people have designations instead of names, a man, THX 1138, and a woman, LUH 3417, rebel against the rigid controlled society. It's worth a watch, but you better be in the right frame of mind to watch it. It's different. It's well shot. I mean, it shows you because this came out before Star Wars, I believe,
Oh, that's the
1971. So this was
it's
like
got Robert Duvall in it too, right?
yes,
Yeah.
directed and written by George Lucas.
You know, I can't remember. Oh, I was watching The Blacklist. And the guy was a fan of, what was he a fan of? And he said George Lucas stole Star Wars from that. From Dune.
Oh, from Dune.
Yeah, he said because of the mind tricks that the whatchamacallits do in Dune.
Jedi. So I've heard that running around lately. A lot of people are saying that Star Wars is just a ripoff of Dune.
Yeah, that's what he said in The Blacklist.
So
George Lucas stole it from Dune. I was like, I never thought about that.
well, it's like the Hidden
the
Castle.
mind trick.
A lot of the stuff. If you go back and watch a lot of Kurosawa stuff, which I did when it was on Hulu, when I had Hulu, there's one. I think it's called the Hidden Castle, and there's two Japanese guys who go AWOL from an army, and I don't know the historical context of it, so I don't know what army or whatever, but they go and they're looking for this gold in this castle, and they meet a guy who's like rigid and stern, but these two they're hilarious. Now I'm watching this in Japanese, it's in black and white, and I'm cracking up laughing at these two guys, and a lot of people say those are the typecast for R2-D2 and C-3PO. Now I don't know if that's true, but I can see it. I can see a lot of it. And so if you we had this conversation this week. So you got Dune, you got Star Trek, you got Star Wars, and what's the other one? Firefly. Out of all of those, Star Trek's probably more interesting as far as the universe building. I think Dune is probably right there with it, but Dune is so insular. It's the one planet. It's got a lot of political intrigue. And I think Firefly, as far as the universe setting, Star Wars is kind of generic. I mean, the setting is cool, but like...
The Jedi make Star Wars.
They do. That's what I was getting at. Without the Jedi.
Make Star Wars. Yeah, definitely. But see, the first Dune, there was only one... Well, no, it was a series, wasn't it?
It was a series with Kyle MacLachlan, yep.
Right, and I don't remember it, so I don't know how in-depth it went. If it was anywhere as good as the two movies, which I heard they're actually turning these two movies into a series now that HBO is going to get, I do believe. Not for sure.
Just hope they don't screw it up. That's
let's
the whole...
just be honest. HBO doesn't screw up a lot of things if it's already got a pre-written requisite, like if it's already done.
Mm-hmm. Except for Game of Thrones seasons.
But those were not written. They just made those. Yeah. You got to remember that that last season and a half or last two seasons, that was all HBO done. That's on them. They made their bed. They got to lie in it, and they got to take that L.
I want to see if this.
But if HBO actually has something like The Sopranos, I mean, Bumpy Johnson, whatever else they do.
I'm looking at this. A petition at change.org to remake Game of Thrones Season 8 with competent writers. It has 1,862,413 signatures. You think anybody's listening to this? It doesn't matter. You can sign the petition. No one gives a shit. I think that is hilarious.
Yeah, that last season was not as good. It had some good moments, like, but I will. They're going for $3 million.
It says David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have proven themselves to be woefully incompetent writers when they have no source material, i.e., books to fall back on. The series deserves a final season that makes sense. Subvert my expectations and make it happen. And the whole reason I think this got any traction is because of the Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. They did something like this, and they put enough pressure.
Have it back.
Yes. I heard about this. 100 people have signed that this week. Dude, this has been done since... This started May 9th, 2019. I mean, they're not going to do it. Like, who are they? Like, all the people have grown up now. They're all different. I don't know. But well, that does sound cool. Well, and the reason I bring the science fiction thing up is because modern writers have destroyed everything except Dune. Star Trek has been basically destroyed with the way that their Paramount, portrayed Picard as a weak, sad, broken man who has to be, explained down to because he's too stupid to understand what's happening. And then you've got Star Wars, which has just turned into a trash can fire that like The Acolyte. It was so hated that Disney's pulled the second season, but now all the media is telling Disney, you should put it back up because the silent majority. And I'm like, well, if the silent majority was there, why weren't they watching the damn show? Because their ratings, they weren't even in the top 20.
I saw about The Acolyte that they pulled all the toys already.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I saw that come across. Like, they're pulling all memorabilia for The Acolyte.
So there's a
they didn't even get a chance to sell.
There's a YouTube channel called World Class Bullshitters, and they do a lot of toy stuff. And he was going to, and they get videos, I think, from all over the America and Canada, and they show all the stuff in discard bins at like dollar stores, and they're just chock full of the new Star Wars characters. Nobody's buying it. The toys aren't selling.
Well, yeah, I read that Disney has warehouses full of those toys. And what's funny is my brother-in-law collects those Star Wars toys, and I was at his house taking care of cats, and he's got all kinds of stuff, and he's not been able to sell it. I was like, why does he have like 8 of these ugly ass watches?
Yeah. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants because the characters aren't good. You don't sell toys on bad character designs. So Star Wars has got a great template to make some amazing stories, but they have very unimaginative people at the helm of the Star Wars right now. Because, I mean, like I said, make a detective series set on Coruscant, and you could even throw Sith and Jedi in there. Like, you could tie it into the movie somehow. Like, they start getting a whiff of, like, Darth Maul running around. Set it back during the Clone War era, and these guys are just normal cops. And you could have like a drama show that's set.
Oh, you could do all kinds of stuff.
You could do all kinds of stuff. You could do a show about smugglers. You could do a show about bounty hunters. Like,
oh, they definitely should do a show about the Bounty Hunters Guild. Isn't that what it's called? The Guild?
Yes, and you basically have all new people at the head of it, and an up and comer who wants to do it. And he's got a secret reason to do it because he wants to get close to Boba Fett, and he wants to take him out. So he's trying to get ranked up so he can get put on a mission with Boba Fett to try to kill him. And you could have this interplay with it.
No, you ain't gonna kill Boba Fett. He's the man, dude.
Well, not the Disney Boba Fett.
He
just wants
Boba
respect
Fett himself. We're not. Yeah. He just wants everybody to get
you
along.
mean the dude with the porn stash?
Can we all just get along?
Yeah.
Can't we? Can we all just get along?
Stop the violence. Oh my God.
So you were talking about that, and we talked about this movie. I think we talked about it last week. So The Crow came out.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah.
Now, I love the actor. Love it. Pennywise. What's his name? Now I'm drawing a blank. I'm looking at his face.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, Bill Skarsgård. So it had a reported production budget of $50 million.
Okay, I'm going down to look here.
It supposedly has made $4.6 million.
So it says here on IMDb it's grossed worldwide. So U.S. is $6 million. Gross worldwide is basically $11 million.
So basically, one person who isn't upset about this is the filmmaker Alex Proyas, who directed the original Crow film. He is actually giddy about this.
He should be.
He said he thought the remake was a cynical cash grab, not much cash to grab, it seems.
Well, so they yeah. Well, I mean, they changed the setup. So in the original, if I'm right, Shelley and him were together, and they show their love affair through flashbacks, right?
Right. Yes.
Then they get murdered in their little house or apartment, and he comes back to get vengeance. Well, in this one, these two meet in rehab, and you don't really understand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're both in rehab, and she goes up to her friend's penthouse, and they're chilling out there, and somebody comes in and kills them, and she's going to hell, and so he's got to come back and make it right. So because apparently the main bad guy, which is where is he? Danny Houston is can control it, and he's getting her soul dragged to hell, so he has to come back. And they say it takes a long time for him to become the Crow, and it just misses. Where the other one kind of, you get the sweet, and then it just gets into the vengeance. Like they set it up, and bang.
Throughout that whole movie, you got some of the sweet too, and then you got vengeance. You get a little more sweet, and then a little more sweet, and then a lot of killing.
Yeah,
a lot of killing. So and then the love affair for the little girl, and if that little girl Sarah has not aged well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No.
So this is one review. It says, I'll refrain from spoilers in case you actually want to watch this, but if you're a fan of the original by Alex Proyas or a fan of the comics, you will hate this movie, even if you're looking for a decent action movie or a solid plot. All that falls out the window with this film. The film is the epitome of taking from people who wrote really good stories and thinking, hey, we can do that, but our way and better. Well, you can't. Your way is awful. And then it goes on. It's the problem with modern Hollywood, because they're creatively bankrupt because they painted themselves into a corner that we can't tell certain stories from certain perspectives. So you take that out of the pie. Like it's a big pie. So you go, we can't take these, and that's a third of the pie. We can't make this because that's socially unacceptable in our sphere. So you take that out. And then you're left with half a pie. And then you start, well, we don't have any ideas in this half. All the ideas were on the other half. So we'll just remake stuff. And so they're trying to remake stuff while taking out the half of the ingredients for the pie. It's like you have pasta noodles on one side and sauce on the other, and you just go, we don't need the sauce. We're just going to use the pasta. Nobody's going to eat just pasta. I mean, there's some sick people that would, but you want it to mix together.
Well, if it's got a little butter on it, it's not too bad. But the thing I don't understand is you have, and granted, the original Crow, not the greatest movie in the world.
Oh, no.
Let's just be honest. Not the greatest.
It was good.
It was good.
I've rewatched it.
I will watch it now to this day. I'll watch it when it comes on anytime. But it's because it's a cult classic. But with the way cinema is being filmed now, they could have taken Skarsgård, made him the Crow. You could have changed the dialogue a little bit, but done it the same way because of the way the cinematography could be done, and they could have just made it more beautiful and just did it that way.
I mean, because the bad guys in the original Crow were human. Like, you really got to see some of their dirty, nasty flaws. And like when he killed some of them, he killed them a lot of times with their own weaknesses, like the one guy with the heroin.
So good.
You know,
shot him up with that.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, it's like, dude.
And then he took the heroin out of the little girl's mom.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's like all of a sudden she comes home and she's like wanting to make her daughter breakfast and eggs, and she's like, I think her name was Barbara. She's like, what are you doing, Barbara? Why are you doing
Yeah,
this,
that's
Barbara?
right. She didn't call her mom. That's right.
Yeah, she didn't call her mom. Well, he took instead of killing her, and he knew that was her mom. He took all the heroin out of her system.
You know why I just realized this. Do you know why The Crow got so popular? Because grunge music came out of Seattle, and that was a direct. The Crow is like, this is what Seattle's like for real, y'all.
Maybe so.
It's like grunge music and The Crow go hand in hand. It's like Alice in Chains.
Definitely, yeah. Because he was a.
But that, and it was one of those movies that wasn't supposed to do well. Like it was. I'm just curious. I'm gonna look and see because I don't know. Did it flop? The original.
I have no clue. It came out in '94.
94. I think I went to see this, so it's got a 7.5 out of 10, which is, I think that's justified. Yeah,
it's definitely justified.
So dude, it was 23 million. It made 50 million, but part of that is because everyone wanted to see the scene where Brandon Lee got killed. because they actually left it in there, and there was one of the first instances, I believe, of CGIing stuff. They used early gen CGI because some of the film wasn't exactly finished, and they used
there was only like one scene or two scenes left that they actually needed his face for. They CGI'd his face in on it.
Let's see.
And they did a good job.
Although it was not his fault. Director. Okay, let's see. All. I'm just trying to look here. Oh, most of the scenes after Brandon Lee's death were digitally composed. There was, in fact, a mask that had been made directly to fit from a mold of Lee's face. It had been intended to use on his stunt doubles if needed. They attempted to create scenes using this mask. However, the cast and crew were far too unsettled by the prop that it was destroyed, and digital means were used to fill in the gaps. So they actually used digital. Yeah, but $23 million, dude, and it doubled its money.
All the fight scenes were filmed.
I think
the
so.
The last one he passed away in was one of the big ones.
But it was one of the first instances I can recall of CGI being used in a movie successfully. It didn't look bad. Yeah.
It didn't look bad. I mean, we could probably slow it down and look at it now.
T-Bird. The names of these guys are great. T-Bird, Top Dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Who is Top Dollar? I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the dude from Interview with the Vampire, Michael Wincott, the long-haired vampire guy with the deep voice.
Okay.
Holy crap, he looks old now.
Yes, he does.
Oh, geez, time waits for no man. Skank, Angel David. Who is Skank? I don't remember. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off that track, but yeah, that movie is tanking big time. And it's hilarious because Deadpool just went in and went, fans want me to be hateful and inappropriate. Gotcha. And dude, the comic book nerds are ripping it apart, and they've went back to see it 2 or 3 times. So that's
because because it's good. I mean,
yeah,
I can understand your comic book and it doesn't follow exactly into the lore. I don't know if Deadpool's supposed to.
Yeah, I don't know either. Don't care. It's making money because it's giving fans kind of what they want to see. Real quick, back with Robert Duvall. I know we've skipped away, but Godfather. He was in The Godfather. Yeah. Wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. He was their consigliere.
The one movie that really got me was The Apostle. That was the movie I was telling you about. That's the one that was like, oof. He was in Sling Blade, Days of Thunder. That's the one that was the first movie that I remember seeing him in was Days of Thunder. Yeah. And he was so good. And this guy's just a working actor, he
talking about the car, the way it drives, that was a great scene.
What's funny though is okay, this is a great American actor, and like people older or younger than us will probably never know who he is unless they go and search him out, right? They'll see him in movies and stuff. We knew who he was because he was a prominent actor of yesteryear when we were coming up, and we'd go, oh, okay, that guy's really good. People are going to know, and young kids are going to know who the hell Robert Downey Jr. is.
Oh, definitely.
Iron Man is a different level of fame. Like,
true. I'll give you that.
Like Luke Skywalker. I mean, Mark Hamill has done other acting jobs, but no one gives a hell. No one cares. He is Luke Skywalker. Carrie Fisher is Princess Leia.
Oh, definitely.
That's a different level of fame, man. That's what's crazy. Let's see. Anyway, what else do you got?
Did you... Okay, so... The great state of Oklahoma.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So we talked about this before. The drive-by shooting judge.
Okay.
Timothy Henderson.
Okay.
District Judge Timothy Henderson. Has now... I believe that we reported that he had taken a leave of absence after his second shooting. So remember in the Austin area, I do believe, he was shooting at parked cars.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yes, he's on trial for that. Then he shot into his brother-in-law's house.
Okay.
That would be the man. And now he's on leave for sexual assault.
So it says resigned March 2021 after 3 females attorney came forward with allegations of sexual misconduct.
I saw on the news today that his lawyer is trying to get him to where he can be basically retired, so he doesn't have to step down. So there's got to be, yeah, this was on the news today. So I'm understanding what we're reading on the AP, because I was reading it on the AP myself.
Well,
But
here's
his lawyer
says no. It
is-
says no charges. This came out at 5 a.m. August 1st. It's 2022. Jesus. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Like I said today, and he's using things like music, like the TV show Sex and the City. Sex is not a bad thing anymore, because he had sexual relationships with a judge's bailiff or their something like that, and then that
The
person,
stenographer.
something like that.
Okay.
So, and then that one left, and then the replacement. So then he had relations with that one too. So now he's on paid leave right now because of the sexual assault charges that are still stemming. and his lawyer is saying, well, because of today's society, sex isn't as bad as it used to be. I was like, okay, so the guy likes to shoot at people in more ways than one.
Governor Stitt requests OSBI to investigate former district judge Tim Henderson. That was in 2021 again. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the internet. You saw it on the news today.
I saw it on the news today, yes. The actual Attorney General of Oklahoma, or it was either the Attorney General or the head Supreme Court of Oklahoma, is actually looking into it now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Need to stop that shit, man. Like, because, I mean, if you can't trust the people who are the ones that are at the top, that ruins everything. And you know what I mean? It's like when you're a kid and you learn you can't trust mom and dad. That ruins your childhood. It's the same thing for adults. Wow.
Yeah, I just like, how many times, if you and I did that, they'd have buried us under the jail. If we'd had a drive-by shoot at my brother-in-law's house, man, I told you not to talk to my sister like that. I'm going to come get you.
Yeah, everything. Oh, here we go. That is from May 2024. Well,
see,
they need to though, because I think the penalties for abuse and dereliction of duty at the top should be twice as severe. Like that story I sent you about the 3 prison guards that were getting they were practicing some clapping knees.
So good. So good. Yeah, if y'all don't know what clappanese is, that's the word of the day. Check that out.
Yeah, look that up in your Urban Dictionary.
Yes. Oh, that was great. That was so good.
I'm looking this story.
Oh, so
up.
I just got a new recommendation from one of my long friends. It's called Batch and Bottle. Glenfiddich Scotch Manhattan. It's a pre-mixed alcohol.
Okay.
Scotch Manhattan cocktail made with a Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey, vermouth, and bitters. 30%. So if y'all want to get a little twisted and listen to the show next week, pick a bottle of that up. Recommended by my man Little G.
Okay. So you type in female jailers in trouble for sex, and you get pages of this stuff. 30 Kentucky prison guards had sex with inmates.
30?
Yeah, let's listen to New York Post. I don't know if this is true. Had sex with inmates over just 16 months while 14 others smuggled drugs in. Oh, yeah. Oh. That's how you know you're in jail. That right there. I'm sorry. That's hateful, but I don't even care. That's not You're on the outside. Sorry, you're gonna make different choices.
Wow.
Well, where was that one that I sent you? Was that Atlanta?
Folsom County. Folsom County.
Okay.
Yep, Folsom County, Atlanta.
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Yes, it was. They say Folsom County's pretty bad. From what I understand, Folsom County's like next to L.A. County. They actually say L.A. County is worse than any federal prison in the state of California.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they 3 of them were caught. Female correction officer caught. 46 is accused of having inappropriate, and that's so. This is why we're talking about this, because to me, I don't care, because it's the same for men. If you put men in charge of women in a women's facility, this has probably happened as well. I mean, it's you're expecting them to be robots. I know you should have a certain line you're not willing to cross, but it seems like we don't have high stringent values for the people we're putting in, because Jesus, man, the amount of stories that are coming out now about sexual misconduct in police and jailers and stuff like that it's far more than you would want to see. Received a, oh geez. Okay. Anyway, what else you got?
Well, a little bit more has come out. Dang, this was old.
What's that?
I was going to talk about the Marines being discharged, but this happened years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, that story that you sent me. Yeah.
I believe that happened in 2020.
So I wonder what the update is on that. Let's,
I haven't seen anything.
let's see. So that was so we were looking. Kaz sent me a video.
Yeah, that's
arrested.
old. That's 2019.
Camp Pendleton.
Yeah. 2020.
We're 16 Marines. Yeah, 2019. November 8th.
Yeah.
No, November 8th. I wonder if there's an update
I haven't. I wondered why.
for human smuggling.
Yeah, that's crazy.
24 Marines kicked out over smuggling. That was in 2020. So I guess this was a big deal.
Yeah. I don't know why my buddy Mo just saw it on the news.
Well, I mean, it pops up in your feed. It's like I sent you that accident in Fort Worth, and it was just like a 72 car pileup, and semis were just plowing into it. And you do a little bit of research, and you realize that was an ice storm, and Texans have the brains of chipmunks, and so they're just like, "What's the red lights on the back of the car mean? Slam on the brakes, Hurley."
But we did have the semi in Oklahoma that decided to lift up and take a sign out.
Yeah. So Vinny,
you should see that on TikTok. That's been beautiful. The music they've put to that.
So what's funny,
Oh, it's beautiful.
Vinny had to go to Austin for a couple of days, and his daughter was looking at traffic for him back here in Oklahoma, and she said, "Hey, avoid Ardmore because a dump truck had somehow raised the bed of his truck going down the highway and slammed into an overhead sign and just shut down the highway." And so Vinny knows I had to go to Fort Worth that day, so he sends me that screenshot, says, "Hey, just a heads up, avoid it." So I call him, and he declines the call. So I go about doing my stuff, getting ready to go into work. And he calls me, and he goes, "Should have answered the call." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because you were going to talk about the truck." And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, now I'm sitting in the damn traffic," because I was talking to somebody else. So he got stuck in it for about 2 hours, something like that.
Oh my goodness!
They had to get a crane to get it down. They had to take part of the sign out.
Wow.
You can see where the brackets were on the post, but dude, by the time I headed that way, it was 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. It was all cleared up. It wasn't a big deal. But anyway, that
So
would.
what about your home state there?
So Colorado's got some shit going on right now.
Yeah,
Apparently in Aurora, which I don't know.
I don't know exactly where that's at either.
It's a suburb of Denver.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. It's I don't know exactly where. And I'm trying to spell. I'm trying to spell a word. I'm trying to spell Aurora and Venezuelan gang, and I'm just like, oh, this is. I would have failed.
It's a suburb east of
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah, it's closer towards Kansas. So apparently, seriously,
Closer to Kansas.
yeah. The other side's closer to Utah, so see, that's how you work it out, east and west.
Yeah.
Utah is west of Colorado.
Yeah, gotcha.
So this is real, and the police are actually going in. In this video here, you see these Venezuelan gangs going in, knocking on doors. They've taken over the apartment complex, and they're pointing guns at the residents, telling them they're going to pay them or they're going to kick them out or kill them. And they're running illegal sex operations in here, and these dudes all have AKs and shit. And,
yeah, where are they getting the guns? Which, I mean, you can get guns anywhere you want, but I mean,
dude, I buy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can buy guns anywhere.
oh, dude, the flea market.
So they actually had the chief of police. They have ongoing operations up there. They've arrested a lot of them, and I'm like, what they should do is form a militia like in the old days and just tell the guys, hey, you know what? We don't have enough handcuffs. So you get what I'm saying. I
got 3 pairs of handcuffs. There's 10 of y'all. Which 3 are getting handcuffs?
Yeah, we're out of handcuffs, and zip ties are kind of expensive because of inflation. So what we're going to do, fellas, is we're giving you this can of ammo to each of you, and we're going to give you $5 to each. That's hateful, but this is
that reminds me of the Batman movie with the Joker and
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, when he's like, we're hiring, but we're only hiring one of you, and he pulls stick in 3 pieces and gives each one of you a full stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe that citizens are not.
It's a sanctuary. Well, here's the thing, though. It's a sanctuary city because they stood on stupid-ass politics instead of working for the people that put them in office. And if those people wanted that in office, then by proxy, this is what you wanted.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
And that's the problem when you politicize everything instead of the welfare of the people in your town, in your state, in your country. Now you've got this situation that's probably going to cost a lot of people their lives. And, you see people on the right going, well, that's what they get. And it's like, not everybody wanted that. It was political grandstanding that has turned sideways. And I don't think the sanctuary cities, when they announced that a few years ago, I don't think they were worried about open borders at the time. They were just saying, these people that are dispossessed people, like, you can come here and get a new start. But we've seen videos. We've seen videos of the people I think it was in Denver, speaking to them in Spanish, saying, you guys can't stay here. We don't have enough room. Like, you're going to have to go. Like, we'll give you transport to somewhere else. We'll get you a bus ticket, but there's not enough room for you here. And now you've got Venezuelan gangs coming in. And, there was the report that everyone said was, what did they say? It was a conspiracy theory that Venezuela emptied out their jails and sent them to the border. What kind of looks like maybe that may be true.
Well, it is a known fact that I don't know who runs Venezuela. Is it
Chavez?
Is it a president? Is it a president?
Yeah, I think so.
It is a known fact that he is anti-American.
He blames America for his country going south, but it's like the only way communism or socialism like that at that level works is if somebody else is paying the bills. Because eventually because it's funny, that's what always cracks me up about these young kids saying, socialism this, socialism that. I go, yeah, that's if everybody's on the same page. But the people in charge are never going to be on the same page. They're greedy as shit. I mean, everyone's talking about Bernie Sanders and this when he was running against Trump the first time. And they're like, he's one of us. Yeah, he just bought a $21 million mansion. He is exactly like you. College kid with debt who's a barista. Yep, he's got your best interest at heart.
And
Freaking
he's definitely
wake up.
not going to let you come over if you get displaced from your home
No, he's going to arrest you, and you're going to get a new house in a cell with a guy that's been there for rape.
Yep, hold my pocket, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we do things. We hold pockets.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that, it's coming to this.
Actions have consequences, and
they do.
they don't care.
And that was speaking of the Venezuela thing. I don't know if you remember because supposedly Valero.
Yep.
Is a Venezuelan company.
It is, and that's huge here in Oklahoma.
And there's a lot of Valeros.
Gas stations. So
it's a gas station. And supposedly, I don't boycott Valero, but I try, if that's true, I try not to go there because he wants to overthrow America, from what I've read. And you're right. Maybe he did send them up here. I mean, it wouldn't take nothing but a couple bus loads. I mean,
well,
they're letting everybody in. I mean,
here's the thing. This is what I think. America's a lot bigger than most people realize, especially like European nations, because I don't think because like somebody was saying in Great Britain, he's 45 minutes to go to France. Dude, just to get to the Texas border's 2 hours.
2 hours.
If you want to travel across Texas from tip to tip, it's a day and a half. It's a 12, 13-hour drive, 14-hour drive from here to Corpus Christi.
Something like that.
If I go home to Colorado Springs from where I live, it's a 12-hour drive. That's just to Colorado. It's a day and a half to get to California, and that's no stopping, no relaxing. 2 days. We're huge. But I think what will ultimately happen if the police can't maintain the position is you're going to get kind of what you have in New York City, and I think you're going to get the population is going to start turning violent. I really believe you're going to start seeing people take justice into their own hands. You're going to see an uptick in gun sales. You're going to see an uptick in gun violence, and you're going to start seeing average Americans saying enough is enough. I mean, like, once the rule of law breaks down and, they realize that the government can't do what it's been elected to do in their town and their city and their province, wherever they're at, I can see, dude, during COVID in our local newspaper, when they were worried about widespread looting and rioting, they put an ad in the paper to sign up for a posse. I didn't even know that was a thing. And they were like, well, yes, the sheriff, I had it. They were going to deputize guys. They wanted people who had their own rifles, shotguns, or pistols and knew how to use them. And they were going to deputize the people in the county in which I live in. And they were going to run 4 and 5 man teams to around the area to make sure everything was peaceful. That's what the sheriff was going to do in my local area. So that's what's going to start happening. Sheriffs are going to get, because they're elected officials. That's why. And so we have, it's confusing in the United States. So we, at the state level, at the county level, every county in your state elects a sheriff. And then there's a big sheriff over all of the sheriffs, right?
Right.
And so
I don't know how that works.
I don't either. But like our county has a sheriff, and he hires his deputies. And he answers to the mayor, sort of, but he's kind of his own thing. He answers to the people. That's why, and then each town will hire their own police, and then you have the police that are like where I live. It's local police, which are separate than the sheriffs. Then you have state police, which are highway patrolmen and stuff like that. Then you have federal police. And we have federal police here because we have Indian reservations. So if you get pulled over as a non-native on Indian land, that's a federal offense, and you'll have to go to federal court to deal with your ticket if they issue you a ticket. So it's really odd. But I'll tell you, of all the police, I do not like state troopers. I think they're just...
They're hitting me for sure.
I think they take them in. They go, you want to be a state trooper? Yep. They're like, okay, how big of an asshole can you be? Oh, you're hired. You're hired. You don't have personality? Fantastic. You're gonna be the head. Yep. But every sheriff or deputy that I've ever, and I don't deal with that, but every sheriff or deputy that I've ever come across is always super easygoing. They don't harass people because they're elected officials. They only pursue, like, really, unless you're in a real crappy place. Sheriffs seem to be a lot better to get along with than the other police. And it's weird because I don't know how it is in the rest of the world. Because I know Canada has the Mounties. We all know about them.
See, in Texas, most of their...
Oh, the Rangers. They have the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
That's a real organization.
It is. That's basically their... I can't remember. It's like their marshals.
Yes, it's the like U.S. Marshals. I forgot about them. It gets confusing. Everybody in them. It's like 1 in 5 Americans has a badge.
Well, Texas, you do see state troopers, but you see more sheriffs than you do anything. If you've ever noticed that. Louisiana, which I just went to, you see more highway patrol, more state troopers than you do anything.
Diablos Tejanos, Texas Devils. That's what the Texas Rangers are known as.
Oh, really?
Is an investigative law enforcement agency with statewide jurisdictions in the U.S. state of Texas, based in the capital of Austin. So, and then you have military branches. So you have like NCIS, and you have different branches in there, and MPs. Yeah, it gets a lot. It's a lot, dude. So if none of these agencies are going to step up, and I think Colorado's trying to get a handle on it, but I mean, you're working for somebody that said our town is open, come live here, and you expect only good people to come. That's asinine. That's why you put a wall up, and when they come knock on the wall, you say, "What's your name? What are you doing here?" "Oh, you just want to get it? Okay, come on in." "Oh, you guys got a bunch of guns and stuff. You're not coming in." That's why you have that. It's not to keep people out. It's to make sure that the people coming in aren't going to come in here and do that kind of stuff. So when did they start, the Rangers? 1836. Service of both the Republic of Texas and the state of Texas, 1836 to 1846. So they've been around a long freaking time. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, I saw the video.
Yeah, there's some terrible videos too.
Yeah, dude. And this is July 28th, so some of this is a little bit. So I watched I don't know if he was the sheriff or the chief of police. He was talking about it, and I mean, I'll be honest. There's parts of Colorado that are like, you wouldn't even want to go there. Like it's one of the worst places, some places. And if you stop along and this was the last time I went to Denver, which was probably 7 years ago. We went up there to find out that Casa Bonita was closed because I wanted my kids to see the giant indoor waterfall. And it was before the South Park guys bought Casa Bonita and reopened it. It's got a cave inside. They do an Old West shootout on the waterfall. They have actors, and the food is atrocious. Yeah. And they have
everything else is good, but no.
Yeah, you can walk down into the cave as a kid and go explore, and they had a little gift shop down there where you could buy little trinkets and stuff. And it was in a strip mall. Let's see. I'll show you a picture. See if they have it. So we went up there and we pulled into a gas station. Kids had to go to here it is. Oh, nope, I don't want the YouTube. Yeah. Let's see, images. See if they show that. Yeah, there it is. This is the restaurant. That's the inside of the restaurant. And you sit back here, and they've got a little swimming pool, and the waterfall will kick over. And, yeah, this is the inside of the restaurant.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's a neat atmosphere. But we went into the gas station, and there were heroin needles all along the floors and everything. It's just right off the highway. So Denver's kind of become anytime you do that, it seems to me that you turn your city into a shithole. and I'm not saying it's their policies. I don't know what their policing is like, but when you open your doors to everybody, you're going to get equal measure bad people in too. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. I mean, so we'll have to see. But yeah, we went up there I wanted to take the kids to Casa Bonitas. It started in 70s, I think. The best thing were the sopapillas. And they have a little flag at the table, and you raise the flag up, and they bring more food to you. It's all you can eat, at least when I was a kid. Yeah, so
yeah, there used to be a place here called Ponchos that was like that.
Oh, yeah, Ponchos. I remember that down on the south side.
I thought it was actually not too bad Mexican food for...
No, I didn't either.
And that's what their sopapillas looked like at Ponchos, too.
Yep. Well, we'll have
Bring you a little basket.
We'll have to see what happens. But, I mean, you've seen the pictures from New York City.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, like eating the rats on the side of the road.
I saw a video of somebody was filming on a subway, and this dude had fallen asleep, and a rat was the size of a chihuahua starts crawling up his leg, and I was like, what kind of dog is that? And I was just like, then he starts freaking out. It's like, oh, that's not a dog. That's a rat. That's a huge...
Yes.
New York City rats are on a whole different level.
Those suckers have traveled south. I've seen them in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I was working at a specific spot, and I was at this place, and they were like, go outside and move one of those bread racks, that the bread man leaves outside. Just move one. I said, and the lady was like, make sure that you don't go down there with it. You might have a little something yellow running down your leg. I'm not saying it'll happen. I said, okay. So it had a ramp that went up into the store. So I stood on the railing, to make sure people didn't fall off. And I shook a bread rack. And I promise you, the rat without the tail was 2 feet long.
Oh my God.
I was not strapped. I had I would take on 3 Rottweilers, 3 pit bulls before that rat. Hand-to-hand combat.
The thing is, that rat could teach you the old Chinese method of karate.
That's one of the reasons why I wouldn't take on that rat. I've seen it.
So one of the comments here for the Venezuelan thing says CNN reports that this was mostly a peaceful door-to-door meet and greet.
Oh!
Shit is, dude. And these people in the comments, instead of like, what do we do about this? It's all Trump this, Biden Harris this, Trump. It's like, shut the F up, man. Real people are being pointed guns in their face and extorted. It's like, put your freaking politics aside and just do something about this stuff, Jesus, everything's not evolved around your 2-tiered sports teams. It's
definitely. Why not?
I don't know. We should do fantasy football for Congress. I don't know how you'd get points. Who spends the most money? Ooh, I nailed it. and when you win, you have to pay the other guy's tax burden. Isn't that how that works in America? I owe $2,000 in tax. It's yours, sir. Damn it. I don't know.
Could you imagine that? That would suck. Having to pick who the Congress people. Okay, so I'm going with age first.
Yeah, I mean, you just, the incumbents are going to win unless they. I really wonder if. I know I'm getting ready to hedge on conspiracy territory, but I'm just wondering. It's either people aren't paying attention and don't really care, or it's a rigged system, because some of these people have been in office for 47, 50 years. I don't see how that's freaking possible. I just don't. Nobody stays that popular. I mean, dude, actors don't stay that popular, and they make shit that people love.
Well, if I was a betting man, and I had this discussion with a friend of mine the other day, it's because of you can actually go in there and vote straight ticket.
So you just say all Democrat,
all Democrat or all Republicans, instead of going in there and voting. And some people, they don't want to. They want nothing but Republicans, or they want nothing but Democrats. Like we've said, it's a cult.
It is. It is.
But instead of going in there and looking at the judge that is prosecuted more of this or this, he's stronger on this or stronger on that.
He just happens to be right.
He just happens to be a Republican. You vote for the Republican judge because you want to keep him in. Or the sheriff. This sheriff doesn't prosecute for home invasions. He's had, so many of this, or he doesn't do this, but he's a Republican. But I'm going to vote for him. Let's keep the Republican in there. When the Democratic sheriff is probably, even though he's a Democrat, he's a sheriff. He's trying to uphold the law. They're not looking at the things like that. They're just voting straight ticket.
That's so stupid.
So
that's
it is work, but I think it's work
to the detriment.
Just to the detriment of our society, that you're not looking into who you're voting for.
Right.
I know we try not to do a lot of politics, but that's why they're getting what they're getting. Same here. I mean, we get the same thing here.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's just a mess right now. And so I'm watching that show. It's called 8 out of 10 Cats with Jimmy Carr. And this was 2011. And I'm sitting on the couch last night howling laughing because they're just irreverent humor. They're mocking everybody. They're just having a good time. The audience is rolling. Everything is just, everyone knows they're just jokes. Everyone's having a good time. And I'm like, now you couldn't have that show because somebody would get pissy and be like, oh my God, you hurt my cat's feelings. And it's like, oh, we got to take it down because this one person in Idaho is offended. It's like, no. Like, get back to, because you notice the last few years we haven't had any really good comedies. That tells you kind of the health of the country. When you stop having comedy and stop being allowed to make fun of the people at the top, because when we grew up, it didn't matter who was president. Everyone was mocking the president. Be it Bill Clinton or George Bush. Everyone, I mean, dude, Robin Williams making fun of Ronald Reagan in one of his stand-up specials is classic.
I've not seen that one.
Oh, yeah, it was back in the 80s.
The Robin Williams making fun of our president today.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden when he was a senator, because, of course, Robin.
Bumbling, stumbling Joe Biden. That's what he called him.
God, it was so good.
But, I mean, like, we can't make fun of anybody. And it's even worse in the UK, which is... Man, it's like, how do you think you can't police yourself to a good society? And the more laws you pass, the more discontented. I mean, it's history. Go look at any history. There's a reason people fled the UK back in the day. It's because of regressive laws. It was like everything was taxed. And it's like, do we have to go through this again in order to have freedom again? I hope not, but I think that's where we're headed. Because it's... I don't know, man. It's wild. I was watching a video this week of somebody, UK police, coming in and arresting somebody for a Facebook post. I'm just like, really? That's inciting violence? It's like, dude, when you police language, you're one step away from that little mustache guy that throws his hands in the air. You're like one step removed from that. And they're like, we're fighting fascists with fascism. It's like, I don't think that's how that works. Anyway, I did find my political crush. I don't even know what she's registered, but her name is Tulsi Gabbard, and she's I will say she was a Democrat because she ran for president. And I wanted to vote for her. I remember I had a crush. Yeah, no, but I had a conversation with a friend of mine. How could you vote for her? She's a Democrat. I'm like, 'cause she's saying the things that I believe in. Yes, and then she just literally killed Kamala. Yeah, and that was hilarious. So the one thing, and she's a representative from Hawaii. Yeah, and I think she switched teams. I think she's a Republican now. She is. I would say she's a registered Republican, but she is backing Donald Trump. I know that. She's actually come out and said that in the last couple weeks. The same with
RFK Jr.
Yeah, some of his videos that he's put are freaking hilarious. One thing that I want to leave our audience with.
Yes.
If you're an American, just keep in mind that Democrats have run our country for 12 of the last 16 years. Everything that is happening is because of the people in power. You can blame Mr. Mean Tweets for all that, and I don't think he's the guy that's going to fix it. I really don't. But do you want to continue down this path of self-destruction? I mean, like, if she has her way, some of the stuff that they were talking about, I was watching economists talk about it, and it's not good. Like, get ready to have homelessness rise to rocket levels. So just start paying attention a little bit. Do your homework. And I'm not telling you who to vote for. Vote for whoever you want. But just keep that in mind. 12 out of the last 16 years have been with Democrat rulers. And it's not getting better under their leadership. So, shit, I'd go for Ross Perot right now.
Oh my God.
Hey, look at this pie chart. I got this pie chart.
I was gonna try to do that high pitched voice, and I didn't think I could do it.
Well, see, I'm from Texas, and down here we look at things logically. Here's this pie chart.
That's him. That's him.
Big damn ears.
The only thing I can say is that you need to vote, but I think you need to be informed, and it's not just
clickbait.
Yes, don't just click on
this guy's TikTok and go, well, this guy said on TikTok, and I watched all his videos, and I trust him. He's an idiot just like everybody else. Go there, and there's websites now that break this stuff down for you. So, like, if they have a House bill getting ready to be voted on, and it's going to the people to vote, and I'll find it and put it up on one of our sites. But you can go on there and actually read it, and it breaks it down into plain English so that you understand what you're voting for. It's a non-for-profit. They take donations, and it is amazing. Because some of the ways that they word that stuff, you think you're voting yes, but you're really voting no. Like, I've had that happen when I went in to vote. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I reading this right? Like, I am an idiot, but I'm not a complete moron. There's a difference. And some of it's confusing, but just do your homework.
Yeah, that's all we're saying is homework. You have to do it.
Oh my gosh. I got an update. So,
okay.
Vinny is no longer Vodka Vinny. He has cleaned his act up and is hitting the gym, and he hasn't had a drink of alcohol in like 12 hours. So I'm proud of him. No, he quit. He just said, he goes, I think I'm drinking too much, so I'm going to stop. And that was like a month ago. So congratulations to Vinny. Yeah.
Is Vodka Vinny back to listening? Or are we just saying this because,
No, he listens. He listens on his long trips to Austin.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I get
updates. And that's very surprising that he's quit going to Austin and not having to have a drink when he gets there.
Like I would be making that cocktail you started the show with before I left for Austin.
Oh yeah, keeps that in his little sippy glass.
Yeah. It would be in a sippy cup too. So if the DOT pulls you over, you're just like, I don't want to spill it. Yeah. Isn't it vodka that they drink because you can't smell it on the breath?
That's what they say, but I
can smell it.
I can smell vodka, so I don't know. Because vodka and orange juice is an amazing thing. So that's just my opinion.
I smell rubbing alcohol. Yeah, I cut my finger earlier. Anyway. Well, thanks for everybody coming and hanging out. Yeah.
Yep, enjoyed it. Had a great week. It's been a great show. Check us out. Hit us up on the Twitter, the X, I should say. Odd Times Podcast. We're on the TikTok, Odd Times Podcast. We're also on the Gram. It's all the same, and you can send us an email, oddtimespodcast@yahoo.com.
Yep.
And you are
Odd Mac Guy on X.
Excellent.
Yep. So
watch some football this weekend, guys, and don't listen to Mac. I've seen lots of memes of like people saying goodbye to their husbands till January, February. If that was the case, that would be beautiful. But
Oh, I want to end this on this. So I just, yeah, this is horrible. So there's a video, and I'm going to send it to you so you can watch it at your leisure. It's paternity court. And this dude he's got to be in his late 60s, early 70s. And he's standing there, and his lady's over there, and she's in her late 60s, early 70s. And she is just, you can just tell she's a bundle of joy. She's over there going, I don't know why you're doing this. You're just you've been watching too much stuff on the internet. You're an idiot. And he goes, well, them kids can't be mine because they're ugly as shit. And the judge is like, this little black judge, she's like, now y'all need to stop it. She goes, sir, you can't say that about your kids. He goes, well, that's why we're here. They ain't my kids. Turns out they weren't his kids. They were not his kids. And he looks at her and goes, see, I told you they was ugly. He goes, now I got me a sweet little thing out there waiting on me, so I'm going to go, Your Honor. I was rolling, dude. It was horrible.
That would have been, I love those. But, and then at the same time, you get those, and she's talking all this mess. He's not the father. He's been a dad for 5 years. I've been telling him, and it's heartbreaking and funny all at the same time watching those paternity case shows.
Yeah, and that was what left me with, because like this guy raised those kids because they were in their 40s and 50s. So you know what I mean? Like they're his kids. It's like if you found out your boys weren't, you raised them, so they're your dad. Yeah. It just sucks, you know, unless they're turds, and then you're just like, peace out, see ya. But that's kind of sad, man. But yeah, it was funny when he said he's got a sweet piece waiting out in the car for him.
That's some funny stuff.
I'm like, how? What is she, like 66? And he goes, well, I knew they weren't mine because I'm good looking. I'm like, this dude, he's got a little delusion going on. Anyway, all right, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep, see you next week.
Same bat time, same bat channel. And yeah, now I gotta stop the YouTube. But yeah, that shit had me rolling, dude.
Oh, that is funny. I told you them kids was ugly. That would be great.
It's horrible. She's like, I can't believe you'd say that about your own kids. Well, they ain't mine. Junior's got a big head. Dude, he was dropping bombs on him. It was on a YouTube called Chow Time.